check social media briefly and you see the guy from high school, your age, is already getting married. You scroll a little bit more and you see one graduated college. You see someone else, scroll a little bit more, they just bought their house. You see somebody else and they're traveling. Then you look at yourself and compare and reflect upon your life. I've lived all this time. What do I have to show for it? There's 3 months left in 2025 itself. You instantly realize that you have nothing, and that dark, ominous abyss of giving up grows in your stomach. Start to feel but a certainty of failure. Are you? No. So I'm gonna give you some actionable steps on what to do if you're caught in this situation, because I've also found myself in this situation. So what you need to do, actually try. And I know it's easier said than done, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, of course. Can you really say you've been trying your best? You like to talk about work-life balance. None of that stuff is real anymore as far as you know right now. You have to try. You have to be so disgusted, so unsatisfied, so displeased with your circumstances right now. When you contemplate on that you want to try, that you have to change something. You have to have something to show for yourself, or out of however many years that you have. If you have nothing, then it's time for change seriously. You're willing to make that change seriously and be obsessed with it. When you're at this point, now we can start. Action step number 1 is you want to isolate yourself a little bit. You might want to consider deleting social media. Stop looking from the outside looking in. Don't be looking at people's highlights, their posts, other people's lives. Social media is not real. That's something you gotta understand, for one. For 2 is stop comparing. Comparison is a thief of joy, because then no matter what efforts I make, no matter what wins I achieve, I'm always gonna remember either what my past self has achieved or what this person has done or whatever it is. What is the point for? Who am I doing it for at this point? Obviously not myself. So just because you haven't achieved something yet doesn't mean that it's not for you. So stop looking at other people's lives, asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? Why am I not here? Stay in your own lane. Now, action step number 2 is remember your goals. You're meant to walk a different path, and for the most part, it's always going to be alone. It might be a harder path. It might take longer. Circumstances might be different. It might be tougher. None of that matters. You must always remember the direction that you're headed in. Visualize it, where you want to be, and know what it looks like, what it smells like, what it tastes like. What does that victory, what is it to you? And never forget or you'll be lost. Action step number 3 is regroup, restart, reset, refocus. Rewrite your goals down. I've done this so many times, even though they've been for the most part the same goal. Realistically analyze what's been working and what hasn't, and attack it. And once again, do this as many times as you need. And remember that you don't want to improve yourself in somebody else's lens. You'll never get that acceptance. You'll never get that reward. You're just chasing a ghost. 1, you're not being true to yourself, and 2, they might never even acknowledge you. So you went through all this turmoil, all this pain, all this suffering for what? For you just to get denied in the end? What would it all be for? And then you wasted time and swam the wrong way. You want to achieve these things to become desirable to yourself. You want to win to yourself. You want to, because at the end of the day, like, yeah, somebody might have rejected you, or somebody might have friend zoned you, called you fat or ugly or whatever it is, right? These are just words that disappear. You're gonna have to look at yourself in the mirror every day and ask, am I who I say I am? Am I who I truly want to be? Or am I playing a role to impress other people? Am I putting myself in this box when I could be so much greater than that to myself? And remember, don't be too hard on yourself. Slow progress is better than no progress, but it's up to you to be relentless and keep trying to improve. This shows consistency, not just motivation. It's going to be monotonous. It's going to be repetitive. It's going to be days where it absolutely sucks, and that's okay, as long as you're showing up. Keep showing up for yourself. You're exactly right where you need to be, so stop worrying about other people's timeline and trying to make their timeline fit yours. That's not how it works, because what you're coming to realize is some people might get married at 21 and divorced at 22. Some people might get married at 30, die old together. This is just to show that everybody's timing is different. Just because you don't got it yet doesn't mean that you won't, so keep working. But also, don't be just satisfied with the idea thinking that you have time, because you absolutely do not. So you gotta move like you don't, and then just trust that your time will come when you're moving in such a relentless, hardcore fashion. That's pretty much it, man. I struggled with these feelings of kind of being behind before, and as I was contemplating this a while back, I thought it'd help somebody that maybe is experiencing that feeling now and kind of lost, and so something to think about. But yeah, man, mad love, peace.